So today we're following along on the upper Porto Walk that Rick Steves describes in his excellent guidebook, Guide to Portugal. And it starts off here at the Praça de Liberade. And if you look up the hill, you can see the gorgeous City Hall in the background. If you're here, just take 15 minutes to stand in the square and just admire all of these gorgeous buildings. So just off Praça de Liberade is the Imperial McDonald's, built on the former site of the Imperial Cafe. I don't think we're going to have a burger here, but let's go inside and have a look. It's supposed to be beautiful. So it still looks like a McDonald's and smells like one, but not too many McDonald's have stained glass and chandelier lighting. And these kind of relief panels on the ceiling. When you get to the bottom of Praça de Liberade, make sure you stand for a moment looking both up the hill towards Clerigos Church and then turn around and look up the other hill toward the famous blue tiled church. The views are just magnificent. So we're now turning and walking back up the square because we're moving on to point 2. And we're just gonna make a left here, right at the road between the two bank towers. And Rick says there's a lot of uphill walking at this point, so let's see how we do. Just at the top, we're gonna take a little jog right on Rua da Fábrica, and we're gonna continue walking up the hill. So we've reached the top of Rua Fábrica and it wasn't too bad at all. And we are now on the square of Praça Guilherme Gomes Fernandes, and we're going to stop at a pastry shop and have some coffee and something to eat. So just around the corner from pastries, we have reached the University of Porto, and on one side of the square and the Carmelite convent on the other. Stop number 4. If you don't want to pay to go into the big Carmelite convent, right next door is a chapel that you can go into that's beautiful, ornate Baroque architecture inside. So we're going to continue our walk to stop number 5, the Lello bookstore, and we just walk here past the university and we continue on down the street. Stop 5 is the famous Lello bookstore with its equally famous long lineups and €5 cover charge to get in, and we don't really feel like standing in line right now, so I think we're going to skip it this time. So just up and behind the bookstore is the Praça de Lisboa Park, which is stop number 6. And oh my goodness, it's lovely with these olive trees and green spaces. So the final stop on the upper Porto Walk is Clerigos Church, and we are going to climb the bell tower. Well, I hope we are. It's 240 steps up. Okay, step 1. Just before you get to the bell tower, you get these beautiful views over the sanctuary. So we made it to the top of Clerigos Tower. A little easier than I thought, but it's pretty narrow coming up, about 200 steps, but the views are absolutely spectacular. Well, the tower was the official end to our upper Porto walk, but it was our last day in Porto and we wanted to make the most of it. So we headed down to the Ribeira, where we got on a little ferry and we crossed over the Douro River. We ended the day taking the tram back up to the top and enjoying the sunset. Well, I hope you've had fun on our walk exploring Porto, and if you want to watch more amazing walks in Portugal, check out and subscribe to my channel, Not Lost Adventures.